Navy Commander, I want to salute you and thank you so much for your service.
Thanks for your service as well. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Question for you. You've been there.
Yes.
In reference to a military action against ISIS in the Mideast, what would it take, other than the bombings? How much, in your view, how many troops should go in?
I mean, the bombings help, and they're helping our allies on the ground, the mainly Shia armies, the Iraqis and the Kurds. But we're going to need to get boots on the ground. It's not going to be a military solution to defeat this. It needs to be military action to take out the capital in Raqqa. You need to take out what they see as the divine prophecy. They're looking for the Holocaust, the end of times, and they're serious. We need to take it out and prove to the people they're recruiting that this is not the time for it. And then, we're going to need American leadership at first, American boots on the ground, hopefully with some of our coalition partners. And then we need our friends in the Middle East, some of the other countries to help out as well, because, we're going to need Sunnis on the ground, too.
Why haven't we done that? I mean, why aren't we going in? I mean, the president has said we don't want to go in with more boots on the ground because we don't want to hurt civilians.
Nobody wants to hurt civilians,
right.
But right now there's modern-day sex slavery going on, and then other slavery, which is probably just as bad. There's genocide going on, and they're killing civilians every day right now. We don't want to. We're very, very good about avoiding collateral damage, but sometimes that's what happens. And they're going to use the human shields. They're going to. We need to play a better PR campaign when we do hit them. People need to realize they're putting women and children in front of the bomb factories where they're making improvised explosive devices. But the bombing alone is not going to do it. We need to get people in there and secure it.
Yeah. And we're becoming the collateral damage right here in the streets of this country.
There's an interview that Bashar al-Assad did.
That's right.
I think it was with NBC News. And what he says, I mean, it's not puzzling, but he dismissed our illegal airstrikes against ISIS in Syria, calling them counterproductive and ineffective, and then compared what we're doing to the legal firepower led by Russia, and said that he didn't think that, again, we can talk about the red line back in 2012, the use of chemical weapons that the president talked about that they just ignored, but he said that we're not serious about defeating ISIS. But I mean,
from Assad,
right? From Assad,
you see that all the time. Anyone can come out and say anything they want, and then people run with it to the press because we refuse to counter it. I've been in hits before where we were taking fire from Taliban in a building. We took the building down with hellfire. The next day they're saying, "Oh, it was a church, and they were also having a wedding there."
Yeah, we got to get to this report earlier in the week that that we are going to see these 28 pages released.
Yes.
We're expecting the 28 pages to be released today, in fact. Congress has these documents. Were part of the investigation into the attack. They detail Saudi Arabia's alleged ties to 9/11. What do you think we'll learn from these 28 pages?
Yes, 28 or 29 pages they're going to release, and if they weren't something important, they wouldn't have held on to them for 14 years.
Exactly.
Something is in there. I mean, I'm personally not going to be shocked to find out the Saudi Arabians helped with it because 14 and 19 hijackers were Saudis anyway. That's where this version of Wahhabism comes from. It comes from Saudi Arabia, from Mecca and Medina. It originates there. I mean, and they're our ally too, and they're still publicly beheading women in the streets. So, these aren't exactly politically correct types of people. I'm not going to be surprised. I don't think the government itself will be as involved, but I've seen the way it works there in Saudi Arabia, the way the government and like ISI work in Pakistan. I know how they work. They like to take stuff from us, but they've also got their own agendas.
Why would they have sat on this information for 14 years?
That's the big question. There's something. There's got to be something in there.
Keep in mind that we're giving a lot of foreign aid to a lot of different countries, and there may be some countries' names in there that are going to get the American people very upset if they're implicated in that 9/11 attack.
Maria, can I just say one thing? The irony of this American hero who has kept us safe by killing Osama bin Laden, saying that the president needs to do more when the president uses the killing of Osama bin Laden as one of his major foreign policy accomplishments in terms of keeping Americans safe. And here's that exact hero saying that we need to do much more.
I still talk to my guys that are still working where I used to work, the team that killed Osama bin Laden. They're irate today because they're not allowed to do anything really.
So they're being hampered, and they don't have enough backup.
I mean, we do have people in places that I'm not going to get into that are allowed to work a little bit, but they're not doing what they're designed to do, and they know that the other branches could be doing more instead of nothing.
Yeah, Rob, thank you so much.
Absolutely, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Pleasure.
thank you so much for your service. Rob O'Neill joining us there.